Me.
Why are
Stop
you being
grabbing
weird?
me, bro. Why are you following me? Bro, I don't want to talk.
I don't understand why you would come on this app and say my name, knowing that, you feel me, I didn't post your name, none of your information, your face, nothing. You know, I figured you had already embarrassed yourself enough. But since I guess this is what you want to do, cool. So I met Lindsay at Paul Mitchell. I'm actually a barber. I do shortcuts and stuff like that, like women's pixie cuts, finger waves, and I wanted to learn more about that. So I went to Master Cosmetology School, and that's where I met her. I could tell that she was attracted to me just by the way she carried herself, and one of her homeboys actually came up to me on several different occasions and said that I should take her on a date. Now, I originally told Lindsay that I really didn't want dealings with anybody that went to the school because I don't like to mix business and pleasure, and I feel like it would get messy immediately. I'm one of 3, maybe, straight males that go to that school and, you know, be on campus. And I was already receiving a lot of attention. So I figured if I had dealings with anybody, it would get messy fast, you know. You might see me at school having a conversation with another young lady and immediately just think, oh, you're fucking her. And that's pretty much what she did. The girl was crazy. Like, I couldn't even have another conversation with another girl without her saying, oh, why are you talking to her? Why are you taking her to lunch? You're weird. You're this. And for that reason, that's why I wanted to never talk to her again. But we skipping a lot of steps, so I'm gonna rewind it. Mind you, I've told her on numerous occasions that a relationship was never an option. I literally told her that if we're gonna do this, it's just gonna be fucking. She said out her own mouth, that's okay, I don't want a relationship either. But then you proceed to act crazy whenever I'm going out to lunch with one of my homegirls, like any girl that's in my core class, you know, because it's people that I've known there before you got there. I've been at the school a little bit longer than you, so I already had people that I was cool with, grabbing lunch with, and she was very jealous of that. And she would try to make friends with certain girls that she felt like I was cool with to make sure that they wasn't trying to talk to me. She was just crazy, and that's what led to me telling her I don't want nothing to do with you no more. But I felt like it was obvious that the relationship wouldn't go anywhere. I mean, like, I'm not trying to be rude. She got 2 kids. Like, she be on the internet running her mouth. She a rapper baby mama. That's just not my type of young lady. You feel me? I don't have no children, nothing like that. So I felt like it was common sense that we wouldn't be together. By the way, Cheeseburglar, you're fucking hilarious. Like, that was a good one. Like, you give props on it to do. That made me chuckle when I seen the video, but I'll address that situation.
Now, guys, I don't.
Before we dive in, drop a comment. Are modern men more delusional, or is it the ladies? Hit like and subscribe so you don't miss what we expose next. Now, let me set the stage for this wild little social experiment. I don't even know exactly how this is gonna unfold, and that's the beauty of it. This is my first time seeing the full story from start to finish. All I know is it started making waves on TikTok, and the clips were too crazy to ignore. So I collected every piece of it, and we're about to experience it together in real time. The guy at the center of the storm, his name is Cole Brown, and apparently he found himself in a messy situation with a woman named Lindsay. And yes, there's even talk of a cheeseburger being part of the drama. I'm purposely keeping the details light for now because I want the raw reaction just like you. But here's what I can already tell you. Situations like this are exactly why men and women struggle to stay just friends or even go on these little one-on-one outings without somebody eventually catching feelings. The moment intimacy enters the picture, whether it's casual or just fun, someone almost always starts treating it like a relationship. That's human nature. And when it happens in tight spaces like school, work, or your regular hangout spots, it gets even riskier. The old rule still stands. Never mix romance with your everyday environment. Cole's story is a walking example of what happens when red flags are ignored. From baby mamas with rapper drama to people running their mouths on the internet, the signals are always there. But too many people, men and women alike, pretend not to see them until it's way too late.
And
here's the kicker. Even when both sides claim it's just physical, reality always shows up. Because let's be honest, someone's heart eventually wants more than what the agreement allowed.
And I'll be dropping another update soon. So, for those that are confused and came here from the cheeseburger video, Lindsay deleted her video when her job saw it and fired her. Because in her video, she admitted to vandalizing my car, among other things. But yeah. Now, picking up fresh at the cheeseburglar story, Mind you, I made it very clear to Lindsay that it was never an option for us to be together. And I told her several times that I did not like her the same way that she liked me. So for her to insinuate that all this happened over a cheeseburger is pure insanity. I feel like, the first thing that people say when they don't get their way with a man is that he's either gay or broke. And I'm kind of used to hearing both of those, so they don't really mean much to me. I told Lindsay in confidence that day that I had made a deposit, as I do monthly, into my savings account. I paid $450 for a brand new tattoo, and I was paying a few bills in advance, so I didn't have any more money in my checkings accounts. I told her I was eating cheap. I was going to get one cheeseburger from McDonald's. Like anybody who's a responsible adult has been there, like no shame.
That's where it comes from.
And she asked if she could join me. We get there, she buys her a whole meal. She buys me one cheeseburger. And I was trolling because, mind you, why would I stop talking to you over one cheeseburger if I told you from the beginning that I never wanted to talk to you? So I was trolling when I told her, like, damn, you claim to like me, but you let me only get one cheeseburger at the drive-in? Like, I was trolling. I didn't really give a fuck. But moving on so we can get to the part you all want to hear. Now, after lunch that day, I dropped Lindsay off at home because she asked me to, and I didn't have any problem with that. She left her school supplies in my car, and now that I'm thinking back, I think that she did that on purpose to get me to come back.
Yeah.
Later that night, me and Lindsay are on the phone having a conversation basically about me trying to explain to her, certain things that she really can't be tripping on. And overall, just trying to tell her that I really don't want anything to do with her. She says, bring my school supplies over here right now or else, or something along those lines. She didn't say that verbatim, but she threatened me. And that's why I went over there to bring her stuff. I told
When you hear a woman talking with that kind of edge in her voice, understand this. She's either fishing for an emotional reaction, testing your patience, or she's angling to see if she can pull you back in for round two. Sometimes it's not even about the words. It's about the power play behind them. If it were me in that situation, I'd keep it simple and surgical. No debates, no long conversations. Just a quick, all right, no problem, and then quietly handle the delivery. Drop it off at her door. Send a one-line text. It's on the porch, and keep it moving. No lingering. No unnecessary phone calls while you're on the way. Why? Because every extra word is an opening for her to pull you back into a game you already said you were done playing. And let's talk about the real lesson hiding inside this so-called cheeseburger drama. Fellas, stop volunteering financial details to women who aren't your wife or long-term partner. Your income, your account balance, your deposits. That's not casual conversation material. It might feel harmless in the moment, but here's the hard truth. Any piece of information that isn't flattering will eventually be used as leverage if emotions run hot. This isn't about paranoia. It's about patterns. We live in a culture where oversharing has become normal, and too many men underestimate how quickly private details turn into public ammunition. Guard your business. Keep the mystery, because once a situation gets messy, the very things you shared in confidence can, and usually will, become part of her strategy.
grab her things, and after this, we would not be speaking. When I pulled up, she was waiting on the porch, and as soon as I pulled up, she ran down the stairs, got in the car, and refused to leave. Lizzie told me that she would not leave unless I talked to her. However, I told her that I felt unsafe and that I wanted her to respect my wishes
just
and
wants you to clap
leave
her
me
up.
be. She said I was acting weird and refused to get out of my
There you go.
vehicle. I exited the vehicle, and I told her that the only way we're talking is if we talk in front of your Ring camera, because my windows are tinted and nobody can see inside.
Yeah.
Now, I'm sure you understand that danger. If I'm just in the car with this lady and she's already acting erratically, she could say I did anything, hit her, touched her. So that's why I wanted to get out the car. She did not like this. She got close to me, started grabbing me. I had been recording. She was trying to grab at my phone to tell me to delete videos. So I started running from her. She proceeds to chase me down the street.
Why are you following me?
Because you're on some weird.
Bro,
They do.
you are crazy. Stop grabbing me. Why are you grabbing me?
Why are you
Stop
being
grabbing
weird?
me, bro. Stop touching me, bro. What's up
He
with
just wants you to clap her.
Please stop follow. Why are you following me? Bro, I don't want to talk.
The Jonathan Majors thing right there, bro.
Now, in that video, you can see her chasing me and grabbing at me. And you should get the picture now that I have not been making up any of this. But so that this video doesn't get too long,
I've been in situations like this before, and let me tell you, when a woman is already talking slick or acting unpredictable, the worst move you can make is showing up on her turf. That's exactly when men start walking straight into a trap without realizing it. If you absolutely have to drop something off, keep it strategic. Agree to a specific time, but don't give her a play-by-play. Handle your business quietly, leave the item, and disappear. No hanging around for conversation, no back and forth at the door, and definitely no extra commentary on a ring camera she controls. Remember, anything you say or do on her doorstep is now recorded, and in 2025, receipts get used faster than ever. And here's the deeper layer most guys miss. Women are often drawn to men who appear to be in struggle mode. The barber chasing his dream, the student grinding through school, the guy still building. It's not always about material wealth. It's about the potential and the emotional charge of helping build a man. It gives her a sense of purpose, even a quiet power. That's why it's so dangerous to blur physical boundaries in these dynamics. When she's attracted to your ambition, but also feeding off the excitement of a situationship, it creates a pull that's way stronger than the casual label either of you might use. What starts as just fun quickly turns into emotional hooks. And once those hooks are in, getting free is a lot harder than most men expect.
she chased me down the street. I could hear her actually running her fastest behind me. So I picked up the pace a little bit and I put a gap between us. After that, she gave up and went back to her house.
This still sleep.
After she gave up chasing me, I waited exactly where I was because I originally planned to call the Uber home and come back for the car the next day. Shortly after, I heard loud smashing noises coming from the direction of her house and my car.
Yeah.
And I started walking back slowly because I was trying to keep my composure because I already knew what she was
Yeah,
doing.
you shouldn't have left.
Even though this next video is a little dark and blurred, you can obviously see her pick up what appears to be a large block and continuously throw it at my car.
Yeah, you should have left your car there, bro. And nobody.
Now, that particular video, it gets darker the farther I go up the driveway because I was getting farther and farther away from the street lamps. After she wrecked my front windshield, attempted to bust out a few windows but kept missing, she got in the car and sat there and refused to move.
You rejected her, so she felt like she had to show you what's up. This is insane.
For real? Down.
Now, after that video, I pretty much gave up and was like, I'm gonna head home for
You
real.
called it-
So I started walking back down the street to a different location to call my Uber. But her neighbor pulled up on me in his work truck and said, I've been watching the whole thing sitting on my porch. My Ring camera has been running this whole time. Let me help you out. Let's see if we can get your car back and get you out of here. No matter what that
You
old
call
man
the
said to
cops.
her, Lindsay refused to move. We sat there for a few hours. Somewhere in that time, I called the police and told them what was
There you
happening.
go.
I didn't call the police earlier just because we all know how that usually
Yeah.
goes.
Yeah.
Now, a lot happened in the time we was waiting for the police because they took forever. The old man was trying to talk her down and at one point got her out of the vehicle. He was standing between her and my passenger door and motioned for me to try and get my car. When she noticed me approach the vehicle, she literally started fighting over him
Yep.
to get back in the car
Yep.
to make sure I couldn't leave. At one point, she picked up one of the blocks off the ground and threw it at me and missed.
Picture this for a second. A woman is outside smashing windows, throwing bricks, creating absolute chaos, yet nobody in the neighborhood comes out to check. Nobody calls the police. Nobody even peeks through a window. That's not just strange. It's a snapshot of how society handles conflict when the aggressor is female. People freeze. They stay silent. They don't want to get involved. If it were me, the moment she started chasing after me, I'd have been on the phone with the police. Immediately. Not later. Not when it felt safe. Because once a situation like that turns physical, your silence becomes your liability. And sadly, even when men do the right thing, they can still get burned. Look at the Jonathan Majors case. He tried to walk away. He tried to de-escalate, and he still ended up convicted. That's the culture we're in. Fellas, this is a cautionary tale about choosing who you let into your space. You never really know what a woman has going on behind the scenes, past relationships, hidden instability, or private grudges. A casual hookup might feel harmless in the moment, but you have no idea what kind of storm you could be inviting into your life. Too many guys brag about clapping the buns and keeping it moving, but real talk, the cost of that quick thrill can be way higher than the pleasure. One bad decision, one emotionally charged night, and you could find yourself dealing with police reports, property damage, or worse. Sometimes the smartest flex is walking away before the first brick ever flies.
That makes two witnesses, the old man who can corroborate my whole story and the white man from across the street who caught bits and pieces. After talking to her neighbor from across the street, my phone was about to die. The old man took me down a little bit closer to his place to see if he could find a charger. It was like just a few houses down, but I could still see my car from where we were at. And I saw Lindsay get out with a knife and stab two of my tires on my passenger side. Now, initially, I thought she went back in the house to grab a knife till I remembered that my pocket knife was in the glove compartment.
Wow.
And she had that on her the whole time.
Bruh.
Also, she tore my car up with it.
Daytime.
New dents everywhere. She kept missing my window. I didn't even know she did this. I had a knife that I just bought, pocket knife that I kept on me at all times in my glove. She reached in there and just started cutting everything.
Yeah.
Cutting the seats open. I didn't even know she did that. The upholstery, she put a cut in the screen right there. Now, sometime before my phone died and while she was cutting my car up, I had called a good friend of mine who stayed 15 minutes down the street. I informed him of the situation, and when he arrived, he also caught bits and pieces of what happened. I called him because I figured if Lindsay will do all this, then she'll easily lie to a brother or a cousin and tell them that I hit her, and there's no telling what they'll want to do to me after that. So I got in the car with my homie. We spent the block, waited at the top of the street for the police to arrive. Now, once the police did arrive, I informed him of the situation. He assessed the damage done to my vehicle, and after, skipping a whole bunch of small talk, he asked me if I wanted to press charges. I informed the officer that I would be pressing charges. He went back to talk to Lindsay, and I noticed that their conversation did drag on for a little while. In the meantime, me, the old man, and my homie were making bets on whether he was trying to talk to her or not.
Yeah.
After putting Lindsay in cuffs in the back of a cop car, he came over there and informed me that he would have to detain me. The officer informed me that I had a warrant from Chatham County, Savannah, Georgia, from 5 years prior when I was in college. And that was completely unbeknownst to me. But so we both ended up going to jail that night. My charge was for a violated probation for an insurance traffic ticket. I believe Lindsay was charged with vandalism of property, and we have a court date coming up soon. Surprisingly, how
Here's the cold reality. Situations like this happen every single day, and they're a harsh reminder of what happens when accountability is missing. You've got a woman who's clearly unhinged, angry, emotional, and ready to destroy property instead of dealing with her feelings. She's not thinking about her safety, your safety, or the consequences. All she wants is a reaction, and that's the dangerous part. When someone is operating purely off emotion, they'll push and provoke until you snap. Some women even rely on this. They know that if they can get you to lose control, the narrative flips instantly. You're the villain, no matter who started it. That's why you never, ever take the bait. Look at what this guy did. He thought he was doing the responsible thing by driving over to drop off her belongings. He probably believed it would be a quick exchange and that she'd respect the gesture. Instead, he walked straight into a trap. Because here's the truth, most men don't want to admit. Once intimacy enters the picture, some women feel entitled to chaos. They'll smash windows, throw things, even create a public scene, knowing society often gives them a wider margin for bad behavior. This isn't about demonizing all women, it's about recognizing patterns. In today's world, men have to protect themselves not just physically, but legally and emotionally. If you're dealing with someone who thrives on drama, the smartest move is separation. Don't argue. Don't engage. Walk away and let her fight the air. Because no moment of pleasure, no one more time, is worth the fallout of a woman who knows she can create damage and dodge accountability.
I almost forgot. When me, the old man, and my homie was joking about whether the police officer was trying to talk to her or not, he definitely was. I fucking called it.
100.
I just got done watching Lindsay's videos, and she did cover a few things that I was going to talk about in part 4. That following Saturday, when we were both released from jail, I was at work and Lindsay showed up with the police. As soon as they walked through the door, she pointed at me and said, "That's him." The police officer walked up to me and said, "You have to remove any sexually explicit photos or images of her you have posted on your page." Now, from this, I can only guess that she lied to police and told them that I was posting sexually
Right.
explicit images or photos of her, which is never true, and those never even existed. She then says that she went across the street to the ATM at the gas station, then came immediately back. However, she never offered me any money. After coming back, she parked at the end of the parking lot and didn't get out the car. She was sitting there for about 10 minutes before I called the police again, and it was probably another 10 minutes before they arrived again. So in that case, why didn't you get out the car, come in the shop with the money, and let me know what you were actually trying to do? Because if you would have came at me correctly, then all of this could have been avoided. I'm not clout chasing. I don't really do TikTok like that. And honestly, we can end this right now if you want to handle it like adults. Mind you, I don't believe she came to the shop to give me money, because after she came back the second time and I called the police again, they went and talked to her and she refused to leave. They literally came back and told me like she's refusing to leave right now. Why the hell are you refusing police instruction?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
The woman.
And I don't have video proof because I posted it on my story and I didn't archive it, but I do have my case number. I'm gonna cover up the last few digits from the Atlanta Police Department. And they took down and recorded everything that's happened in our police case so far. Lindsay thinks I want attention, but my motive for making these videos is very simple. The old man who helped me out the night Lindsay destroyed my car, we and him have been keeping an open line of contact. He's constantly calling me, updating me about certain things. Now, the other day, the old man calls me and says that Lindsay came up to him and told him that I put my hands on her.
Yep.
Even though she confessed to the police that I never put my hands on her and confessed to everything that she did. And I have her on a recorded call admitting that I did not put my hands on her.
Yep.
Lindsay also lied about who our baby father is. She told me that Soulja Boy was the father of her children. But whenever I Google it, you can Google it too, it says that that is simply not a fact.
Let's pause on this part because it highlights a side of dating dynamics that most men underestimate. The guy in question was apparently posting, deleting, and reposting clips on TikTok, maybe to protect himself, maybe because he realized too late how messy this situation had become. And honestly, that's a smart instinct. Once things start getting public, you have to think like a chess player, not a checkers player. Here's the deeper issue. Women know exactly how to leverage the system when emotions boil over. It's not about race alone, though. Black men often face the harshest outcomes that can happen to anyone. A simple accusation, even without evidence, can trigger police action. One call, if he put his hands on me, is often enough to flip the entire situation. No questions asked. Suddenly the man is on the defensive, and law enforcement steps in like an older brother with unlimited power. And it doesn't stop there. Personal photos, private messages, little details you thought were harmless, those can all be weaponized once trust is broken. The sad reality is that in moments of conflict, systems that claim to be neutral often lean toward protecting the accuser, leaving men to prove their innocence after the fact. This isn't about, it's about understanding the environment. In today's dating culture, protecting your privacy and your digital footprint isn't paranoia, it's survival. Don't overshare, don't leave a trail, and most importantly, don't assume that good intentions will shield you when emotions turn into accusations.